Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of the One Lane Road podcast. And if we have any new listeners checking us out for the first time, I'm your co-host Dustin Kennedy, aka DK.
And this is Lucas, the other side of the table.
So I'm glad to have anybody that's listening this week that, like I said, maybe hadn't checked us out in the past. And for everybody that does listen every week, we appreciate you, of course, listening and making our numbers go up on iTunes each and every week. So,
That's right.
A little bit behind. We kind of took a
little bit of a hiatus there.
If anybody that's stuck with us through the 60-something episodes that we've done, then
they know that kind of happens every now and again.
Should I tell you, man, it's tough when this ain't your number one.
Yeah, the only thing you got going on, yeah.
You know, between work and kids and wife, this podcast thing gets pushed back every now and then, but we try to make it.
Yeah, and let me tell you about my little guy right now. Crawling all over the place. Crawling like crazy. He's finally figured out how to crawl on all fours and stuff. Crawling all over the place, pulling up on everything. Grab whatever he can find, he'll grab a hold of it and pull up on it. Be standing up in the edge of the bed, in the crib, just everywhere.
Your nerve shot yet?
No, not yet. He's still been contained everywhere. We keep a baby gate, and I'll lay on the floor and keep him away from the hearth and stuff. The other thing that's real neat is he's like ready to eat off your plate now. So you'll give him a little bite of something, he'll sit there and chew on it. Oh, and if you're just a second late getting him the next piece, he starts pitching a fit.
Goes ballistic.
Goes ballistic. Loves bananas. He just loves to eat a banana. If you don't give him a bite of his banana fast enough, boy, he loses his mind.
How old is he now?
9 months.
Dang, that's really good actually, eating like that.
Yeah.
Because Bayless is 17 months old.
Mm-hmm.
He's not eating. Like I almost called DCS on Lindsay just because I thought, man, you ever feed this kid? You can't just feed him 48 ounces of milk a day and call it a day. But he's manipulating us. We talked to his pediatrician, and he be eating all the time at the babysitter.
Yeah.
Then he gets home and don't want to eat nothing. Then the pediatrician said he's hustling us basically. He just don't want to eat at home for whatever reason. I don't get it. So poor kid starved while she was home through summer break, and he wasn't at the babysitter. I don't know what this kid ate.
Yeah.
He don't
just
eat.
Ate a bunch more milk.
Lindsay puts it on Facebook like he eats.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. You got this kid eat 2 bites of a hot dog and you put it on Facebook like it's something. Like he ate 5 green peas.
Yeah.
Come on now.
My little boy ate 2 bites of hot dog last night. He's all over everything.
Well,
if you got something, I come walking in with some bananas and yogurt last night or the night before, and I didn't even see him. He must have been on the other side of the table laying on the floor with Kara, and next thing I knew, this little bird mouth opened up, just was wanting a piece of banana.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I guess every kid's a little different. Waylon was like 3 times the size of Bayless.
Right.
Waylon was a chunk, man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't even remember. It's been so long. It's been 10 years. So I don't remember what he was eating. But
yeah,
big difference in kids. I mean, maybe this one will be like 5 foot. I mean, he's gonna be a little guy. It looks like compared to what Waylon was. So
well, Camden really slowed down on his growth chart. Last time he went to the doctor, he was like in the 60% on his height and off the chart. Or, I'm sorry, 60% on his weight and off the charts on his height. And went back this time, he's like 78% on his height and 40% on his weight, something like that.
Drank too much coffee.
Yeah, just all. He just can't get him off of it. He just in the morning he's in there. I just want my coffee cup.
I don't know, man.
Still ain't talking though. That's weird. I don't know what time. When do they start talking?
He's still not talking much. He'll say mama and daddy, and like he was helping Lindsay do laundry last night. He said sock, so shoe. But he's going through this stage like he got calling me daddy there for a while, but now he's like mama. I said, I'm not acknowledging you till you call me daddy.
Yeah.
You know better, so I'm not even going to acknowledge. I'll just walk past him. That's it. Do you get it right? I ain't fooling with you.
Kids are a lot of fun, man. Mine will sit on the floor and just smile at you, giggle at you.
Yeah.
Speaking of kids doing well, I want to mention Wade Coons real quick. Wade Coons was playing the other night and had all kinds of carries. Wade, big defensive kid, and just snatching the ball and running with it.
They got him on offense also?
I don't know. I don't know what is going on with it. He's I don't know if he's playing offense or just straight defense, but he got all kinds of carries the other night. Yeah, he's a lineman too. He's a big boy.
Was he playing off? See, I'm sure with their school so small, he's probably playing both sides of the ball. If he's getting a lot of carries, he's probably just is he run? They got him as a.
Here you go. Here's some pictures of him.
Okay.
Look at all them people like trying to knock him down.
Yeah, he surely. I would think that'd be
playing offense with that many people trying to tackle him. Sure, that other side's defense.
I Snapchat filter for your wife right for that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't. Surely he's a running back also, or a fullback or something.
He's got about 6 kids hanging off of him right there.
Damn, he's doing some work, isn't he?
Yeah, he's putting in work.
Unless, like I said, unless he got a strip or an interception or something. I don't know. I don't follow their program enough to know what all he's playing. But yeah, he looks like a tank right there. Right?
Oh, he is a tank. Big 71 Wade Coons. Don't their number have something to do with where they play too, though?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not smart enough in football to know.
Well, that's usually a lineman number.
Yeah.
So,
maybe they just shuffled it off to him. There's literally 6 people trying to tackle him right there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Big Wade coming in there.
Check on that.
Yeah.
Seen those Facebook videos of put a bailiff running down the hill and falling, busting his ass.
Yeah. Did he literally do that twice, or you just post it twice?
No, the other one was the first one was like medium level. He was just halfway down the hill. Just caught it on the right time. The second time I thought, oh, he's getting way up there. He's on top of the hill wailing with his bicycle. He told Lindsay, I said, am I wrong for that too, by the way?
No.
Instead of getting up there and like, hey, buddy, don't do that. Don't let, because I knew he's going to fall.
Oh, yeah.
Did I know he's going to fall 5 times?
No.
Kind of, a little bit, but I was like, I got to record this. This is going to be some good shit right here. I said, we got to check him out. So, and what's funny is when he falls, and the second time he falls in his face, like plants the ground and gets up and just like
surprise.
That. But then after the 5th time, the swag at the walk, he's tilted back, like he's still don't have his balance. A lot of people's messaged me saying that was their favorite parts, watching him do that.
Kids are a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, but. And for anybody that don't listen, we usually don't start the show off
with
the first
kids,
10 minutes talking about. We don't have our Mr. Rogers moments here every week.
Yeah.
But
well, tell us about some Titans since we're talking football. Titans played yesterday?
Yeah, thank God preseason's over. They're finally making their cuts tomorrow. We're recording this on a Friday, so tomorrow will be when the roster goes from 90, whatever they've got, 90 down to 53. There's almost 40 people.
A lot of people about to be out of a job.
Man, I tell you, all over the league, I think it said 1,138.
Ooh.
That's just a number I threw out there. I don't know if it's do 40-something times 32, and that's a lot of people going to be hitting the free agent market, and a lot of those guys aren't going to have jobs at all, obviously. But the Titans roster, they'll get down from 90 to 53, then you'll figure out, then you'll look at the scrap pile from everybody else's teams. Maybe a defensive lineman or a running back or a cornerback or safety that maybe wasn't appealing to one team could come to the Titans and help out, get some depth.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty crazy. But I'm so glad that was pretty.
So they cut down to 53 and then come back up to another number.
No, they'll have to cut somebody.
Oh, okay.
So just because you make that initial 53-man roster,
don't mean you're going to make it.
You're safe. No. My God, it's so hard watching those preseason games because your starters generally just play a series or two.
Yeah. So what happened yesterday?
I didn't watch it.
I just didn't watch it.
I recorded it and I started watching it, and then I seen because they played so bad in their 3rd game against Chicago last Sunday. Coach Malarkey said he was going to play all the starters. I was like, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because there's been like 3 or 4 torn ACLs already in the preseason. I'm like, you don't get Marcus out there, get him banged up unnecessarily for some week 4 crap, So, so he didn't. They started Matt Castle. He didn't play very long either. They played the 3rd string guy. Alex Tenney.
Is that the way it's been the entire preseason, or just?
They played a lot. They played into the 3rd quarter. I think the 3rd quarter against Chicago. I don't watch a lot of preseason. I went to the 2nd game. Me and Waylon went to the 2nd game.
Yeah.
Against Carolina, but we stayed till halftime of that game.
How'd they do there?
They won. They won like 34-27 or something.
Got their asses stomped yesterday, didn't they?
So they've scored 3 points, 34 points, 7 points, and I think they scored 7 maybe last night. Little Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde personality coming out in them.
Come out and wanted to play Carolina too, didn't they?
I don't know, man. Who knows? Preseason don't mean anything.
Right.
I think
you don't know anything about who's going to get to play on the main list the rest of the year from preseason, do you?
I mean, the ones that are safe.
Yeah.
There's a few that's on the bubble, but ultimately, if they're on the bubble, they're not going to be all that probably important whether they make the team or not.
So do you know who all 53 of them are? Name them, go.
I fell behind a little bit on the Titans team. I can tell you more who played on the Titans team in 2002 than I could this current roster. I mean, I know quite a bit of the players, but I really connected with those teams that were down in the dumps a few years ago. I don't know what it was. I was going down there a lot more.
Yeah.
To every game, every practice. It seemed like every open practice I was down there at those. So I can tell you a lot about the teams the last 2 or 3 years, but I don't even recognize some of the guys when I go to the games or functions. I don't even know who some of them are anymore.
Huh.
I'm slacking a little bit.
Slacking on your Titans a little bit.
A little bit.
Got seats and season tickets and ain't going to use them.
Well, I'll use them. I'll be there. But I did give them away last Sunday. I just didn't. We were up watching that fight so long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It went all night long. Found a little bit out about that. The California and Florida servers crashed. So Floyd stuck around. He said that give him time. He sat and waited, instead of going out when he's supposed to. He stuck around back in the back a little bit longer to give California and Florida a little bit of time to get their servers back up.
That's nice of Floyd.
Yeah.
Making his millions and going out there for the people that paid $100 for it. A lot of I talked to a guy, he watched it on Periscope. You familiar with the Periscope app that people do?
Yeah, that's like your the one where you just broadcast whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody Periscoped that to Twitter.
They said there was 100 million illegal streams of that fight.
Everybody said it was going to be on the Fire Sticks and things like that, but I'm not advanced enough with the Fire Sticks to know to take a chance on those kind of things.
Like illegally on the Fire Sticks? Or
I guess.
Well, I know you could get it off the Fire Stick. That's what we have upstairs, and you could go to UFC Fight Pass and watch the fight. It's like $100.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing it meant illegal.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
Well, it was an interesting fight. I think obviously outside of the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight, Gervonta Davis. He come out. Unfortunately, he didn't make weight. He took the fight on real short notice and come out there and had on a crazy outfit. Had on that
blue Teletubby looking.
Yeah,
thing.
That blue Teletubby looking thing. But boy, he's going to be a name that comes out here pretty soon. He was supposed to be the next Money Mayweather crew. The guy who's going to make it next.
Uh-huh.
And he's actually on the money team, I believe. And anyway, he was supposed to be the next guy, but he come out and didn't make weight and then started talking about he was going to go up in weight, which may make sense for him. He looked pretty good at 132, and I think he was talking about fighting 135, 140. He's a little guy still, but he's really young. He's like 22, 23-year-old. But, boy, his name's going to be out there. He was throwing some bombs.
I didn't pay.
He lit that other guy up.
The guy with all the neck tats and stuff?
Yeah. Davis was out there throwing some bombs. His name will come up. He's exciting. You
just never know. Well, I hope it does. I mean, boxing has took such a hit in the last several years. I mean, boxing. Well, you had to bring in the UFC guy in for boxing to be relevant again.
Yeah,
because the Mayweather Pacquiao was god awful. That was awful.
Yeah, and if you're a casual boxing fan, that's not an exciting fight to watch. Mayweather's fights aren't generally exciting fights to watch if you're just a casual guy that you're not looking at the techniques and everything that they're using. He's just not usually a flashy fighter. He's just a really good one.
Defensive.
Yeah, really good defensive fighter. But he did have of his 50 wins. Now I think he had 13 or 16 knockouts.
So did it turn out like you thought it was going to turn out the other night?
Yeah, it pretty much did. I knew if Conor was going to get him, he had to get him early.
Yeah, you said that several times on the show, I think.
And after the end of that third round, going into the fourth, they went over to Floyd and sitting in the corner. He was smiling, walking away from the exchange at the end of the third. Yeah. And he was sitting there in between rounds, and he flashed this great big smile on his face, and you could tell he picked him apart. He found him out, And like Conor was saying at the end of the fight, he changed his game plan 3 times. He changed it 3 really quick times. He found him. He figured out that he couldn't fight in close, and he started wading in on him and figured him out. But I thought Conor might have made it all 12 rounds, but boy, Floyd started teeing off on him. It was interesting. Conor did a lot really good, and he did really well for somebody who was 0-0 as a boxer, and then go in there and fight Floyd and landed more punch than anybody ever had. Punches, more punches than Pacquiao and everybody, and then for him to have done that well was amazing.
And boy, did we call that on the last episode of the podcast.
Gosh, wasn't we right on? I just wished I'd have got that out there before the fight so somebody could have made some money on that.
No, I couldn't believe. Thad texted me. He's like, I just can't believe y'all were so accurate about the round and the TKO.
Yeah.
The minute 5. You even called him in at a minute 5.
I just had a feeling, after I really sat and thought about it, I just had a feeling what was going to happen.
Yeah. I tell you, you boys we should have put that out for you, so you could have made
got
some
it out
big money.
Yeah.
I know, but really, he just was so gassed,
Oh yeah, he was,
and he knew that. I mean, that was the basic idea, that he had to hit him early.
Yeah,
'cause he couldn't hang. But I tell you, I'd say he earned a lot of respect. Like Steve Harvey said, tell Conor he's an effing man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, to have his first ever match and
against Floyd Mayweather, arguably the greatest boxer of all time.
Yeah.
And so, with that record, dude probably does go down as the best boxer of all time.
Probably so, yeah.
I think there's some other ones that had higher, or got more wins than he does, but his record's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Did you read the story? I read it on Facebook, and I just don't follow those. I know more about Mayweather than I do McGregor. But so he was homeless just a few years ago.
Cashing welfare checks just a few years ago, like 4 or 5. I don't remember which one it was. And somebody went in and asked his camp. People that's been with him the whole time. Is that true? Was he really cashing checks? He said, yeah. Just a few years ago, he was nothing. He was cashing welfare checks and just worked himself into the biggest money fight in sports history.
Yeah, they said a woman took him in. This girl took him in. I guess his girlfriend.
D. Devlin, probably.
Yeah. She took him in and just promised him that he would hustle and work hard and try to find a job. And
yeah, well, she's been there with him. I mean, you can see pictures of him really early in UFC, and she's right there beside of him. She's been with him since he was nothing.
Well, that's a rocky story.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, that's a good story, and like I said, I think he got the respect. Should have got the respect.
Yeah,
from everybody. Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg didn't like it,
but then he also said he had respect for him.
Yeah, it was weird.
I'd almost say Snoop Dogg might have been high when he made those comments, because it was all over the place.
That's a good possibility. Snoop Dogg and Willie was hanging out. But it's fun. I enjoyed the fight.
I don't like Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson's music. But I love them.
Yeah,
and I think they're more known for their pot almost than anything.
After he blasted Conor like that, he does work for the UFC. Him and Uriah Faber have a show that they do. So maybe he thought better about keeping his job. I doubt it. He probably don't care one way or another. But
I went and seen Willie Nelson one time, and people were going to blast me for this probably, but especially as much as I claim to like outlaw country music, but I really didn't enjoy it that much. Of course, I did see him he's 82, I think now, and he was probably 77 when I saw him. Give him that.
Uh-huh.
I've just never been a big fan of anything Willie that wasn't involved with Waylon. If it was Waylon and Willie, I could get into it. Just Willie by himself, I just never have got into Willie much. I don't know what it is.
I went and watched Willie Nelson 21 years ago in Red Bowling. No, I'm sorry. 23 years ago in Red Bowling. He was at the amphitheater over in Red Bowling down behind the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
I went and watched him when I was 9-year-old.
Did you like it?
I don't remember. I was 9-year-old.
Yeah. I like the character Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
And I respect what he's done. I mean, I like the fight against Nashville that he had for several years when he went back to Texas and played his music. I guess I need to ask that one person that commented on the Terry Jennings podcast, make sure I got that stat right. But Snoop Dogg, now, I didn't know Snoop Dogg had put so many records out. Me and a guy I work with was talking about it, and I forget what even I don't even know what brought it up. But he's like, Snoop hadn't had that many records. I said, I feel like Snoop's had a lot of records. They just didn't do much.
Right.
Because everybody loves Doggy Style, the first album. Then he had the second one for Death Row that didn't do a whole lot, had Snoop's Upside Your Head. Then he went to No Limit and put out a couple records. Then, about 2000, he got back with Dre and everything was right with the world again. But he's put out so many records since then.
Really?
Like, I mean, we went down the Amazon list
of all of his records,
and there's just so many, and I couldn't tell you.
I watched a video of him on YouTube the other day where he was just freestyling. He's really good that way.
Yeah.
That way, he's really good.
But I hadn't liked anything Snoop in 17 years, probably.
Realistically, I've not even sought Snoop out other than that YouTube rant that I went on with him the other night.
I just don't know where his music. I don't know if they debuted anymore. If they made, I don't know if it's just Snoop and just puts it out. People listen to it because it's Snoop. But I had maybe I fell out of that as well. But
yeah, I'm just gonna count his records. Boy, he had some good music though. Gin and Juice, Drop It Like It's Hot. Wow, that was a big one. Probably his last big song, wasn't it?
One of them. That was in 2004, probably.
1, 2,
we were in
3,
college.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
See, I don't watch MTV anymore. So that and when we were in like college and high school, I mean, that's where you. And I watched some BET back then where that stuff come on, but
it's got a crap ton of them.
Of albums.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, quality or quantity? You know,
who knows? I don't. Maybe they're all really good. I don't know.
I don't know about it. But,
yeah, but I think Mayweather did well. You know, he at least got a round. I think the judges gave him at least one round. I think McGregor. He won 3. Yeah, and Mayweather just took over and
wore him
down, tuned him up. I mean, he fought him a lot different than what he would normally do. You know, he was attacking Conor. He was going towards Conor with that crazy karate style where he kept sliding out of the way and Floyd was probably pretty smart with just letting him take his back like that because that way he didn't turn around and turn into a punch. You know, just kept his head turned. But you can't beat 36 years worth of cardio. You know, cardio and fight knowledge. 36 years worth is a lot.
I can't imagine how hard it was for McGregor not to just
shin him right in the head.
Yeah, that takes a lot of discipline too to go against what you're used to.
Yeah, he did hammer fist him in the back of the head a couple times.
Yeah, he got 2 or 3 of those in early on.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the end, they're both rich, and everybody won off from it.
The ref done a really good job. But what was really weird about the ref was the entire pre-fight talk wasn't aimed at the fighters. It was aimed at Conor McGregor.
He stared at him the whole time.
Stared at him the whole time, talking to him. This is a professional fight. I expect you to be professional. We're going to talk about professional boxing rules and this and that. Staring Conor down.
Mm-hmm.
But he did good. I thought he stopped it at the right time. There wasn't no sense in letting Conor get knocked out. I know Conor was telling him there at the end, just let me go down. But there was no sense in it. He was already beat. Everybody understood.
That's what you got to do in boxing. You know, it's not UFC.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's so. But I mean, overall, I heard a lot of people complaining about it, and they didn't like it for this or that. But I think overall, it's got to be view success. Like I said.
Oh yeah.
They're both loaded.
Yeah.
They're both loaded, and $100. You better do something.
Yeah.
At least with $100, and it was like a Mike Tyson fight, and it was over in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
So
well, I heard one of the things that Floyd's trying to do is help buy an NBA team, buy into an NBA team. So that may have been what this fight was for. You know, everybody was talking about he
couldn't pay his taxes
and all that stuff. He said, "Man, I've got $100 million in the bank right now. I can pay my taxes." He was just out there trying to make that paycheck, I believe, and wanting to buy into this NBA team.
Everybody's buying NBA teams, it seems like right now.
We ought to get an all NBA team.
We barely got enough for a fantasy football draft, much less Beyonce's trying to buy the Rockets and all kinds of stuff.
Huh.
I wish somebody just bring a market to Nashville. That makes me so mad. I'm already trying to plan out my trips to Memphis this year to see who I think we're going to go watch the Lakers this year. We watched the Warriors last year in Memphis. We watched the Cavs in Atlanta, so we might go try to watch the Lakers, check out Lonzo Ball.
Yeah. It ought to be exciting to watch anyway.
Yeah, we're going to try to either him or we had a couple other teams, Minnesota, Milwaukee, so got a lot of young talent, but they fell out like on Mondays or something in Memphis. So the Lakers fell on Wednesday or Saturday. So
yeah,
I think that's one we'll go to.
Tell me about Kyrie Irving and Isaiah Thomas and LeBron James. What's all going on there?
It's official now. Finally, when we first started recording this, talking about recording this, we basically Kyrie just wanted out.
Huh?
I mean, the championship wasn't enough, and
what, he just want out from under the shadow?
Yeah. Well, when he signed there, they drafted him first overall pick 2011, and he played for some really bad teams there in Cleveland after LeBron left.
Yeah.
He was the first pick. They sucked the year after LeBron left, and he was the first pick in the draft the next year. So he was a free agent in 2014. They signed him to this big, or I don't know if he was a free agent, but they signed him to extension in 2014. He probably wasn't a free agent yet. So I guess, he signed this big $100 million something contract thing, and he was going to be the man.
And then LeBron shows back up.
Yeah, 2 weeks later, LeBron wrote the Sports Illustrated article, and he's back. And of course, I look at it on two ways. Kyrie's a very, very good player. Got a little bit of Kobe Bryant mentality to him. I really compare it to, they've been to the finals 3 times in a row. 1-1, maybe could have won the first year if Kevin Love and Kyrie didn't go down, but in the finals, and you look at Kobe, him and Shaq, they won 3 in a row. Then they lost 2 years in a row, and pick me or pick Shaq, or if Shaq stays, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know that it got that extreme with Kyrie and LeBron, but he just wanted out. He wanted a chance to show that he was the man. And
where's he going?
So he got traded to Boston, which is even weirder. And like two things that I've never seen happen. He was the first pick of that draft. Isaiah Thomas was the last pick of the draft. You know, Isaiah come in with no fanfare, very unheralded, all them years, and then he worked his way up through Sacramento and through. He was with somebody else. I can't remember. He got drafted by Sacramento, I want to say. Then he went somewhere else and ended up on Boston. And ended up being a superstar last year, averaging like almost 30 points a game.
Yeah.
Little bitty guy, you know. So Boston loved him. His teammates loved him. So those, I've never seen the first pick of the draft get traded for the last pick of the draft. But then, I mean, that's the biggest rival. That's the biggest threat to Cleveland's throne is the Boston Celtics. They just already signed Gordon Hayward, a guy from Utah. So you sure don't ever see two rivals in the same conference switch big name players like that.
Yeah.
So they traded him. A couple other things. Boston had the number one, had the Nets pick from next year's draft. So whatever record, if they end up with a worse record in the league, you know, the Celtics were going to get the first pick in the draft.
Right.
So they traded that pick to the Cavs. So the Cavs got a good chance of getting a really good player next year with that pick. But then all of a sudden, you know, you see on Instagram and Twitter these Boston Celtics fans like idiots burning Isaiah Thomas jersey after he went out there and played his ass off for the Celtics, made them relevant. You know, played a day or two after his sister got killed in a car wreck during the playoffs. He played, you know, just balled out all year for him. And these idiots are burning his jersey.
Boston's a unique place.
Well, that jersey burning started with LeBron.
Yeah.
And then it escalated when KD left last summer. Now anybody that leaves a team, they're burning jerseys.
Yeah, LeBron and KD's completely different players than I'm going to say Isaiah Thomas is.
Well, he didn't want to leave. Kyrie was the one asking to be traded. Isaiah Thomas got blindsided by it. He didn't think he was going anywhere. You know, he was excited about all these additions Boston made. He didn't ask to be traded. He didn't demand a trade like Kyrie did. So these dumbasses out here burning his jersey for no reason. And then the trade got held on hold or put on hold because they had red flags about his hip. He had hip issues in the playoffs last year, and Cleveland got concerned and started hitting him up for more draft picks, more players. And finally, yesterday or day before, whenever it was, got finalized. They give him like a 2020 second round pick. It's all that hold up over a. Well, they were trying to just get like one of the young players.
Over a pick 3 years away.
Yeah, they were trying to get one of the young players they just drafted, and Boston wasn't having that. So, So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, yeah, he gets to be the man now, but I tell you, I see it both ways because he won the finals basically 2 years ago. He's the one who hit the 3-pointer in Game 7 for them to win the championship in Golden State. But I'm telling you, LeBron probably makes life a lot easier for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's right.
And yeah, he averaged 25 a game, and I'm sure he thinks, well, I can average 30 or 31. Yeah, and you probably might still be on a 58, 60 win team, you know. I'm just telling you, life's a lot easier with LeBron.
Yeah.
And I'm not, everybody listening to this knows I'm not a big LeBron fan, but I'm telling you, he may see his grass is not as green, even though he'd be wearing green. So it's a crazy NBA summer. That's what happens when everybody teams up on one team like they do in Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So what's it going to look like this year? Golden State going to be out ahead of everybody again?
Yeah. I mean, Cleveland didn't really get any better with this trade. I mean, they'll be okay, but I mean, Kyrie wasn't good defensively, and Isaiah Thomas is worse. I mean, everybody's a year older.
Mm-hmm.
Salary cap keeps them from getting to anybody else. Boston may be good. I still don't know if they can beat LeBron. But yeah, basically everybody's going crazy. I mean, Houston got together. They're Chris Paul and James Harden playing together, but everybody's still competing for the Warriors.
Right.
I mean, it's going to take a torn ACL. I mean, for anybody, you know what I mean?
Right.
Golden State's going to have to lose somebody.
What about the Lakers?
They're not going to be very good, but they'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball looked good in summer league.
There'll be a lot of hype around them.
There'll be a lot of hype. There'll be a lot of their games will be a lot more crowded than they were the last couple of years, especially on the road. Everybody's going to want to see Lonzo Ball. I mean, I want to go meet Brian Shaw. Everybody thinks they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to go see Lonzo Ball?" I'm like, "Nah." Kind of just want to go meet Brian Shaw. He was basically a role player his whole career in the NBA, but he played for Orlando when I was young, and he played for the Lakers. He's an assistant coach for the Lakers, so I just want to, because you can always go over there to the hotel right across from FedEx Forum.
Yeah.
You kind of hang out when they come out there and get ready for the game. And That's where I met Steve Kerr last year. We actually stayed at that hotel because I mean, it was just too much. I didn't want to do it. It was December, and I didn't want to walk or take cabs with Bayless everywhere.
Yeah.
So I told Lindsay, I was like, I'm spending extra. And I was like, this is where the Warriors stay. And I said, it's right across the road. I said, literally, you can walk out the hotel bar and you're there at the stadium, at the arena. So we were just heading out that morning, and Steve Kerr was going to get Starbucks. We're like, hey, Coach Kerr, what's up? We talked to him, took a picture. So, yeah, I'd like to meet Brian Shaw. I've always liked him.
Huh.
He's the one that always threw that alley-oop to Shaq, and they call the Shaw Shack Redemption.
I've never heard that, but that's pretty funny.
Hey, man, shout out to Carlos Huesca, who we give so much crap on this show.
Yeah?
He hooked me up with a new Shaq life-size stand-up.
Oh, yeah, and somebody else, too.
He gave me that one for Waylon last year for Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He knows the guy that works at GameStop, and he's like, I can get you a new Shaq stand-up. I was like, why? And he's like, oh, he's going to be on 2K. And I was like, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Hook me up.
Oh, Shaq's going to be on 2K this time?
Yeah. The Legends Edition. Like Kyrie's on the normal edition.
Right.
They always have a Legend Edition. Shaq's on it. Kobe was on it last year. You need to look that commercial up sometime. Shaq and Kobe, when they're announcing Shaq for the cover of 2K, and Kobe he's reading stuff. Just put Shaq NBA 2K commercial.
Oh, it's doing this thing again.
Oh, it's not working still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently we're not going to get any YouTube help here.
I wonder what's going on.
I have no
I
idea.
hope we're not recording a show that's not going
Yeah.
to make it.
No, anyway, recording's still happening.
All right.
Yeah.
So what did you think about the big eclipse, the once in a lifetime event?
It was really, really interesting. I'd never, I guess, didn't we see a partial eclipse or something when we were in school? I just remember looking through a box with a piece of tinfoil inside of it.
No, I don't remember that, but people did say one happened in like 97 or 98 or something like that.
Yeah, we were pretty young. I remember it happening while we were in school. I remember going outside and seeing it. But anyway, it wasn't like this. It was a partial eclipse. Just total eclipse. Man, it was wild. It was real neat. You're standing there and you can just look around. If you just scan the horizon whenever you stand outside, it just looked like, that pink and orange haze right before it starts getting nighttime or getting early morning. Just that everywhere. It was really neat. Did you get where was you at when you watched it?
Where were you at?
I was at work.
I was at work too.
Yeah.
They got us all the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was neat. There was people complaining that it didn't get as dark as they thought it was going to get. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, it's kind of cool to say you watched.
Yeah. So I seen a picture that somebody taken of it. It was really neat. It was zoomed in. Somebody had a fantastic camera that took it. You could actually see a solar flare out behind it. They caught a picture of a solar flare.
It must have been a Samsung phone.
Yeah, it sure wasn't. I couldn't get a picture for shit on this iPhone.
Jace Fraley will pop at that because that is one thing I'll give you. Any iPhone's camera sucks.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah,
I hate iPhone camera so bad.
Even when it was completely over, I couldn't even I couldn't use my glasses and put on my phone and get a good picture of it. It just didn't work.
Yeah, I was afraid to put my camera up to start with. I was like, shoot, if this thing's as dangerous as it says it is, you can't look up at it. You may not be able to take a picture of it.
Yeah, everybody was really confused that I talked to about the whole you can't look at an eclipse thing. It's not the eclipse that screws you up. It's looking at the sun that screws you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't look at the sun. You can't go outside and do that. And I had people saying, well, can I look at it without my glasses before it happens?
I said, no. You'd be looking at the sun.
Yeah.
Hey, man, these people had me so scared to death. I was telling Lindsay, her and Waylon was home. I said, what are you going to do with Bayless? I said, what if he looks at it? I don't want to blind him.
Yeah.
She goes, I'll make sure he's asleep. I'll try to get him to sleep. I was like, that kid don't sleep. And I said, what are you going to do with Fancy and the cats? Rocky. I got 5 animals I got to worry about out here. What are they going to do?
Let's put some glasses on Fancy.
She said, I guess everybody says the animals will just act like it's nighttime. They'll go to sleep.
Animals just kind of go lay down. They think it's night.
Yeah.
All the flowers and stuff that bloom during the day and go back to pod at night, all those shut down too.
Well, I wished I'd have known. I was so concerned for all my family and pets' livelihood. And I was like, ain't nobody going to go blind looking at that.
Yeah. Yeah, not at that time. One thing disappointing I did see was Trump staring at the sun prior to the eclipse. Had a picture. No, not really. Got a picture of him standing on the balcony staring up at the damn sun with no glasses on it. Come on. What are you doing? And then I seen a picture of a kid that was bragging about this is what happens when you look at it. It just eyes bloodshot. Blood all through the whites of his eyes and eyes burn up. And him smiling real big. Now, it had, 100,000 retweets or something. So I guess he got what he wanted. He can't see the rest of his life for 100,000 retweets.
Man. Well, those kids are dumbasses, and our president's a dumbass half the time. I tell you, our president's making it so
hard to defend him.
He is, man. Yeah. Golly. No athlete ever wants to go to the White House now.
Yeah. He's an interesting guy, man. If he just go ahead and turn that Twitter off.
God dang.
If you ain't listening to anybody else, and if you happen to be listening to the One Lane Road podcast, I just want to tell you, let's go ahead and just turn that Twitter off. Go ahead and turn it down. When Mad Dog Mattis is saying that there's we can talk through this North Korea thing, the time for diplomacy isn't gone. When General Mad Dog Mattis that says, I'm gonna screw the quote up, like be kind, be humble, but have a plan to kill everybody you meet. Something.
That's a Kendrick Lamar song.
Yeah, be humble. Yeah, but have a plan to kill everybody you meet. When he's saying diplomacy's not dead, I don't know what the president's talking about. You're a little out of hand.
Somebody said there was a picture of everybody that started with Trump, and they've got updated version. It's like, they're all blacked out because he fired them all.
Yeah. He's firing them right before they quit. A lot of them.
Yeah, I'd say so. Oh man. I just think he's still a character. He still thinks he's at WrestleMania 23 shaving Vince McMahon's head. I don't think he gets the concept of...
Well, he's just too wrapped up in what everybody thinks about him. He wants to... Come on now. We had a lot of hope thinking that, he was going to do some of this stuff and he was really going to listen to his advisors when he got in there. He's just saying what he needed to get elected, and then... Come on now, Trump. Come on. Let's make some more sense.
I just try not to watch it. A lot of people got worked up about my worked up rant last time. Josh Smith, he grew up right down the road here. He said, "You had me. I'm all up for a good rant. Then you know where you lost me." And I was like, "I do know where I lost you." And what's really funny about that is I spoke about a lot of stuff on that show that I really
don't necessarily
follow or care about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just me on a roll and acting like
you got on a rant.
Just a little ridiculous. But no, I don't. I don't keep up with. A lot of times the liberals are all for equality until you disagree with them.
Yeah. They're all for a difference of opinion until you have a different opinion than theirs.
Yeah. But I don't care. Yeah. And that's the thing. I told Josh that. I said, I was just kind of really talking.
Yeah.
More than anything. It was more of I was worked up, and I'm still legitimately pissed off that I've been sick all summer, and I'm still trying to drink. Hey, the doctor said don't drink beer, and that works because I was even trying to drink a beer during that show, and I got tired. I got wore out. I've tried to sip on one or two. I watched the fight the other night with a guy that I historically drink a lot of beer with.
Yeah. And
I sit there and drink one beer the entire time before I switch to Dr. Pepper. Hell, the picture me and you posted together, and I put it on Instagram and Facebook. People I know say that red cup and be like, DK was drinking a beer.
Yeah.
I hate to be a spoiler alert or even kill the coolness, but that was a Dr. Pepper all day long in that cup.
Yeah.
With no whiskey.
Let me tell you what my sister told me. In that picture, she said, she screenshot it, sent it to me. She said, "Wow, you're a dork."
No, she put LOL.
Oh, yeah, LOL, you're a dork. I don't even know what was so dorky about it. So I asked her, I said, what is it about it? She says, "I don't know. I've just known you for 20 years, and you're a dork, and I can see it coming through your eyes." She said, "You're such a dad." Well, I am. I'm a dad and I'm a little bit of a dork, but I didn't think you could see it in the picture.
No, I don't know what was wrong with the picture. You told me that, and you're like, my sister sent me a screenshot and put LOL, and I was like, what's so funny about it? Yeah. It's you. I just know you. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Maybe I just got a funny face.
I don't know what was being said about me if that was said about you.
I don't know. She didn't say anything about you on that one.
Lisa J commented on Instagram. She goes, "Somebody's written on your arm, DK." Or the bottom of that new tattoo is showing through that sleeve.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you buy shirts that you don't fit in.
Right,
the sleeves don't fit. The sleeves come up too high. No, I did. I get on a little rant. I was pissed off. I was sick. I was pissed off about that. I was pissed off at the
genuinely pissed off you were sick.
I'm still pissed off. I'm sitting here trying to drink a beer right now and can't drink it.
Yeah, I would say you're nursing
I've got an 8-ounce sippy
saddest,
cup Bud Light. And
saddest little Bud Light I've ever seen in my life.
I've been doing this one for 42. We've been recording for 40 minutes now.
He's drinking a original V8 can size Bud Light. It has been for, he's been here since about 1. It's about 4 now. It's the same one.
No, we've been recording for 40 minutes, and I started it like 2 minutes before we recorded.
Yeah.
That's a sad day, man.
Yeah.
Sad day.
Miniature hot beer.
Yeah, it's hot too. Dang. I mean, I've lost some weight this summer. I guess that's part of it. I ain't been able to.
All you had to do was get sick.
I still eat like crazy. It's just I ain't drinking no cold beer.
Well, those add a lot of calories.
That's true. Stress will do it to you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, then I was pissed off about the road. I'm still pissed off about that. It was stupid they were painting lines during the busiest time of the day. It was also stupid that I drove over them when I seen them were painted. But I got that claim. But the auction style draft and the liberal. What was I even talking about?
I don't know. I tried to bring something up, and you was running right through it.
See, that's what I'm telling you. I don't mean it personally to you. I don't even remember what my own self said.
Right.
But I mean, anybody listening to this show knows that this is a pretty good percentage of really me.
Oh,
but a lot of it is like, well, you got to play a little character every now and then. You got to just spice it up.
Yeah.
And I don't generally care enough about those two subjects
to get that hot
about it. But I was already fired up a little bit, and I thought, piss on this will be a good time just to. I mean, if you offend somebody in the process, Josh wasn't the one I was trying to set out to offend. Actually, I've always liked Josh. I think he's a pretty funny guy.
Everybody has the right to be offended. They don't have the right to not be offended.
Yeah.
So you can be offended listening to this.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you're listening to us.
Yeah.
I hope that didn't.
That isn't the way everybody hears it.
Yeah, I mean, Josh has got a funny thing on Facebook where he's doing these dad jokes of the day. I don't know if he's coming up with these or seeing them somewhere.
He's pretty funny. I bet they're his.
Yeah, it could be. Like I said, so if you get offended by listening to this, I mean, no, I might have meant it a little bit, but for the most part, when it comes to politics and religion and race, that's 3 things I generally just try to not listen to because I don't feel like there's any reason in it. I never grew up real religious.
Yeah.
It's something I'm not going to talk to you about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just not my thing. If whatever your thing is your thing. Racism, I feel like there's no place for that.
Yeah.
I don't like it either way. I don't like when white people are racist to black people, but at the same time, I don't like black people being racist in 2017 towards white people either.
Right.
They're it goes both ways.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's ignorant on both ways. I think that
hating anybody for no reason other than skin color is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
that Charlottesville bullshit where they were white supremacists and neo Nazis and stuff walking, strutting with Lowe's brand, those citronella candles coming down the road. That was ridiculous.
I don't even
get over it, everybody. Get over it.
I know. I just hate that anybody hates anybody for no reason. It is stupid. And there's white racists, there's black racists, and the Indians and the Mexicans are pissed off at everybody like they should.
Yeah.
No, but really, it is stupid, man. And we weren't raised like that in a place where you could have been.
We weren't
very drawn into that. So no, I don't. And I mean, I think.
I'll tell you something else about Josh. I think he's a closet gearhead too. I think he's got some. I think he's got some car lover in him too. I think he might reach out there and talk about cars with you a little bit every now and again.
I wouldn't think that. At all.
I would because we were in high school and I don't know. I took him home or something one evening. I don't know what happened. We lived on the same road. But anyway, I took him home one evening. He goes, "Man, I love this car." He said, "This is one of my favorite cars." And I thought, Josh got a little bit of gearhead in him here.
Huh. I just never. He commented when we was really pumping up Sturgill Simpson. He's like, "Man, I hate M. Bloom." Because he's a Nirvana fan through and through.
Yeah. He introduced me to a lot of music. He introduced me to Korn and went blank on the other one. I am really having trouble with words in the last couple of days. Anyway, he introduced me to a lot of music, and he was always wore Nirvana shirts and stuff, and I'm with him. I hate that Sturgill Simpson's cover of In Bloom.
I like it. I like it a lot. A lot. but I like Nirvana a lot, and that's what I think about when I think about Josh. Is like Nirvana and like you said, Korn. I remember him when we were junior, or he was probably in high school or junior high. He listened to a lot of that stuff, a lot of that alternative rock that was out at the time. It was That's what I think about. I wouldn't think Gearhead, but I mean, who knows?
I think he's got, like I said, a little closet Gearhead in
maybe.
him. Yeah.
I think music and he does genuinely like to get on Facebook. I think it pisses people off sometimes. I think he likes a good argument.
Yeah.
And like he told me on Facebook, when you talk about stuff like that with religion and politics, you can be. It's pretty easy thing to argue about.
You can stir the pot either side with that one.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of a conversation, you can change the direction and still piss the other side off too.
Yeah.
You start losing and start turning around on them.
I just shoot. I don't know. I'm pretty knowledgeable about sports, and there's a few other things
for sure.
I like.
Yeah.
And I don't. What if I told people on the internet and in real life that you and I could disagree and not have to be in just a big damn brawl about it, physically or,
and still after we get done, still be okay.
Yeah.
And that's something.
But not in this world today.
Nope. The other thing is I don't talk about a lot of politics and religion on here, and that would be the things that I would consider myself to be more knowledgeable on.
Right.
And I don't do that because, like Josh said, they're very divisive. Those things are very divisive.
That's the word he used?
Yeah. Hence the reason I said like Josh said.
Dig it.
And
that offended me.
Yeah, good. I would consider myself pretty knowledgeable on some of those subjects. Obviously, there's people out there that know a lot more than I do about a lot of those things. Both those things, really. But it's just so easy to offend people, and I just don't care enough. I just don't care enough about it. I don't care enough about it to offend people about it.
Yeah. I'm going to laugh at the day that somebody ever calls me a racist, because I did make light of the auction style draft.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I get it. I've never been black a day in my life, believe it or not. And I'll never understand some of that stuff, right?
Right.
I don't know what any African Americans went through, but I feel like if you're going through it, then there's no sense in it.
Yeah.
But when we're stirring the pot to where an auction style fantasy football draft is becoming a question, I feel like somebody is just stirring that pot and making things that shouldn't be subjects and shouldn't be controversial. It's hard for me to. It's like the Asian announcer for ESPN, Robert Lee.
Robert Lee.
And he got pulled from the broadcasting because people thought they were gonna. It was too.
It's too close to Charlottesville, is what.
General Robert Lee. I mean, really?
Yeah.
The dude was Asian American.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just looking at it from my perspective, and I don't mean to be hateful about it in any direction because I don't understand it. But I just feel like, man, if you're good to me, if we're cool, why can't the world? Where do we fall off at? When did this become such a subject again? And why are we letting the media brainwash us all?
And that was my thing the other day. I was talking to a guy, and I asked him. I said, from your perspective, is racism as bad as what they talk about on the news? Is it really there? Is it really racist? Because from my generation or our generation and the people I know, it's just I've just never seen it from our generation. And that's the people that's in the news and spouting all this shit. Just a lot of time, it's people from our generation. So I thought, man, is it really even there? And from my perspective, it's not. I don't.
Yeah.
And I asked him. I said, from your perspective, is it really there? He goes, yeah, man. He said, yeah, it's really there. He said, if you're living it, it's really there, man. It's especially with Trump now, people. He said, this is his word. He said, with Trump now, it just makes it a lot easier for people to do it too, because the things he said makes people feel like they can be racist more. So from my perspective, I don't see it, but I don't have the only perspective, and I don't see it I can't see it from the other side.
Yeah, and I work one of my.
I can be empathetic to it, but I can't see it.
One of my best friends is a black guy, and work with him every day, and he doesn't feed into that stuff, right?
Right.
He doesn't allow all that from the media to control him.
Yeah,
he was raised in Cookeville, all good, and he said he's never been picked on because of his color of his skin.
Uh-huh.
And one thing he said he liked about me one time, he said, I was describing the guy, And I talked about this guy a lot 'cause I worked with him at the time.
Yeah.
He ran into me and goes, I never knew that was a black guy.
Right.
And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, you just always called him by his name.
Yeah.
He said, you never once said, hey, that's a brother too, he said, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, well, nah, there's no need in it.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I mean, a lot of people do. A lot of people say, black guy, you know, my black friend or my Mexican, you know, my buddy, he's a Mexican.
Yeah.
You know, or something, you know, I'm glad that I didn't consciously do that, but I'm glad that he noticed I done it.
Right.
It made me, I was like, well, it's kind of cool, but it's just,
That's how it is. What
it is.
Yeah.
I don't think you can be obsessed with Shaquille O'Neal from the time you're 9 years old and be racist. Anyway.
Shaq's.
What's the bobblehead Shaq on the table say?
That's right, man. Steve McNair says, no, you can't. No, you can't.
So, I mean, yeah, man, I just wish everybody could get along, but I know there's some idiots. Like the Charlottesville stuff was
that was ridiculous.
That was dumb, and it's just, it goes both ways, man. There's hate out there for a lot of people, but
you know, and I'm not
I'm
not against statues and all that stuff, but there was some, you know, something that was just kind of, I heard the other day that I thought was interesting. You know, they don't let anybody else who loses a war put statues up.
Yeah.
You know, they outlawed Nazi paraphernalia in Europe. You know, they don't let you put any of their stuff up. I don't know.
You don't touch the Michael Jordan statue at the United Center, and you don't touch Shaquille O'Neal's statue at LSU in Los Angeles. That's the ones I'm worried about. Don't take those three down for sure. I don't give a shit what you do with.
And even if you're gonna take them, you know, if you don't take them down or you don't destroy them,
put
them in a museum.
Bring them to me.
Oh, I was talking about the other ones.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I meant Shaq and Jordan's. If anything ever happens to Shaq, I'm just kind of reaching out there. Anybody y'all know anybody?
You want that statue?
Yeah, in my back. I'm gonna hang the one of Shaq's off the side of my chimney. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
But anyway, god dang, people just love everybody. Who gives a shit how much money you got and what your race is and what you do for a living and how you were raised?
Kumbaya, my lord.
Hey, just like Sturgill Simpson's song says, it ain't got to be like father, like son.
Right.
If your dad was a skinhead Nazi racist, guess what? You ain't got to be.
No, not only that, you don't have to hate him for being that either. I mean, even though people are misguided, you still love them.
If your mama used to hit the bottle and go right for the rock, don't mean you got to.
That's right.
So, dang, decide who you want to be and what your legacy wants to be and how much you want to love people. Like Cody Canada says, love people, man.
Yeah, just love them.
I don't care. And I'm sick of it. That's why I don't want. That's why that rant was so kind of off character for me, because most time I just don't watch the news and let myself get into that. That's why I couldn't argue with Josh. I said, even if you want to argue, I couldn't argue with you because I'm not educated enough. I was like, if you want to talk religion and politics, come on there with Lucas. And I said, y'all can.
Yeah.
That's why
he did say he'd be a guest on here.
If he ever come down.
Yeah.
That's why, and that could be a lot of fun.
Does he live here still? Live around here?
He lives in Illinois.
Yeah, he couldn't pop in this evening and talk about it.
I'm over this evening.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. This has been a long evening here.
Sure. But
Shaq says, this was a long evening, man. Poor old Steve McNair. We need to get a new Steve McNair bobblehead, by the way. Or something here.
I got another one in a box.
Poor guy, man. He just this ain't working for him.
I'm telling you, there's another guy out there that you and him could really just have a battle because you're smart and he's smart.
Who?
I can't say.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I would love to be sitting right here on the edge of this table and just watch you two different views go back and forth, because you don't always have to get along on this show.
No.
You can love people.
Yeah.
You don't have to always.
I'm sorry, I broke Steve McNair's head while you were talking.
It was sitting there.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get him to say no.
Can you imagine how lost I would be in a conversation between that? I'd be so lost about.
Oh, I know exactly where you'd be in that conversation on your telephone, just over there in the corner, waiting to talk sports.
Oh, no. I would thrive right there. I would just be like, "Oh yeah, Lucas, how you feel about that?"
Right, get in there and stir the pot.
Well, how about you, pal?
Oh, buddy boy,
player to be named later.
Yeah.
Why do you feel this way?
Do I know who you're talking about?
You should.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Probably 60% of the people listening do too. But we're not going to say any name.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So anyway, what else we got going on? Oh, I need to say something. Dustin Halliburton also, he commented on our One Lane Road podcast. He basically agreed with what we said. McGregor blew his load early, and so shout out to Halliburton for commenting on that.
Around even the people in that was in Connor's camp said he was making it to about round 8 and in training and just gassing out.
Well, if he'd listened to us, we'd know he'd at least made it to round 10.
Yeah.
If he listened to us, minute 5 into round 10.
Yeah.
And also, congrats
to the Dustin Halliburton.
To Jada.
Oh, Jada Collier
and Derek Woolbright on getting married. Ask them next time they got married to please not do it on a day that Shooter Jennings was playing at my favorite.
So is she a Collier Woolbright or is she a...
She's a Jada Brown Collier Woolbright.
Yeah. She kept all of them.
I don't know.
Kept all the names.
I would probably bet she'll be Jada Woolbright if I had to bet.
That'd be good. I'm not down with having all these names at the end.
It's like
hyphenate.
It's almost worse than having four names.
3 first names?
Yeah.
Dustin Roger Elliott.
Now everybody knows my names.
Drek.
But yeah, they had a
hashtag Drek.
They had a fun way. It was a good little nice wedding. Beautiful.
What was you going to say about Dustin Halliburton?
That was it. He had his 15 seconds of fame.
Oh, okay. What'd you say?
He commented on our One Lane Road podcast Instagram picture and asked us what we thought about the fight.
Oh.
I didn't comment on there because I knew I'd comment on here.
Oh, okay.
So, I told him next time they tried to get married, not to do it when Shooter's playing my favorite venue. Shooter at the Shed. You can't beat that.
Shooter at the Shed. So, I got tricked into believing that Melvin's had a poster for the Shed down there on his board, but I was informed later on that this guy was literally playing at some shed and not and not at the Shed in
Did we
Maryville.
talk about that?
I don't know if we did or not.
I think you did. You said so-and-so playing at the Shed, and I was like...
Oh, yeah, it was while we were standing down there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. We were watching all the show. I feel like when I go into any store in Herman Springs now, I should pay like $7.50 and get a bag of popcorn.
For the evening show?
If I can pop my own popcorn, make sure nobody else touches it. Skiz Inc. Level next. So yeah, Jeremy texted me. He asked if I was going to come up. He was actually working that Saturday until 6. So, but had the wedding. But I
wonder if he should see all kinds of concerts. I wonder if he gets the free tickets to them.
No, he does.
Yeah, I bet he don't go to any of them though, does he?
He has not been to a concert there since me, him, Anthony, Linda, and Lindsay went to Chris Knight in 2009.
He hasn't been to a concert in 8 years?
You're talking...
At the Shed, he could just walk outside and look at it?
You're talking Shooter, Stapleton... Well, no, Stapleton never played there. Not that I know of. I think I saw something on before he become Chris... before he was big, he might have played there with maybe the Steel Driver or something. But anyway, for confirmed, got Cody Canada, Shooter, Sturgill, Reckless Kelly, Whiskey Myers...
I'll tell you something about Reckless Kelly. You've mentioned him a couple times, and I thought you was talking about Machine Gun Kelly, and I couldn't figure out why.
What the correlation?
What the correlation was to the Shed?
No, different guys for sure. Who's the other big ones? There's so many good acts that have played the Shed, and yeah, he's not been there since 2009.
Wow,
it's not his thing, man.
Yeah.
So, what the shout out I was gonna give, and he won't hear us for a long time. Chucky Smith just started following us on Instagram.
Chuck, cousin Chuck.
He started following both my page and the podcast page.
Yeah.
And he messaged us and said he'd really enjoyed catching up and looking at our stuff and hearing about home, and that he was living in Oak Ridge.
Yeah. It's
a big deal.
Yeah, he's a big deal. He's just with his I don't know if he ever got his PhD in engineering or not, but I know he at least got a master's in mechanical engineering.
He said, "Hi, Dustin and Lucas. Just had time to listen to a few of these. Nicely done. I've enjoyed hearing about home. Thanks, guys." Then he says,
"One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet."
Yeah, I hope he gets to the point where I talk about him drowning in Myrtle Beach and me trying to save him. He was going, "Help!" And I said, "Chuggy." And we both about drowned. We were in 8th grade. We were going to freshman year in high school. And every time I tried to lift him up, we went down.
Yeah.
So he says that working at the Oak Ridge National Lab. Congrats on the podcast. It's really cool. You guys are successful at this. I listened to it in the background while at the office. I'd like to apologize to his coworkers.
Yeah. He's a very, very smart individual. Very smart individual. He did find me one night laying in the floor in our apartment singing Fancy. I was laying in the kitchen floor singing Fancy. Been a long night that night. Been a very long night that night. He come in. I just remember seeing Chucky's face come over the top of the counter. He goes, "Hey, buddy, need some help up?" "Yeah, get me up, Chuck." He told me next morning. He said, "Lucas, my two favorite parts of last night were one when I walked in and found you in the kitchen floor singing Fancy, and two when we were outside and you realized that you'd spent $30 to put a Ford emblem 2 feet below another Ford emblem on the front of your truck. So I bought like a front license plate to go on there, and it was just a chrome license plate with a Ford emblem on it. Apparently, I was standing there at some point in time and realized that I'd paid $30 to have a Ford blue oval 18 inches below another Ford blue oval.
Well, seemed like a good deal.
Yeah, it seemed like a real good deal. So, Miss Chucky, you lived with him for a while.
Never a bad time to sing Fancy, in my opinion.
Yeah, never a bad time.
Especially when you're hammered laying on the floor.
Hammered laying on the kitchen floor. Yeah.
I was sitting there one night, and I'd watched the commercials in high school. Then we got to college. He'd come over to my apartment every now and then.
Yeah.
Those Girls Gone Wild commercials are on.
You know anybody who's ever in there?
I don't.
Okay.
I do not. Cannot confirm or deny that, really.
Right. No, nobody?
Has a limit passed where you can talk about that, reckon? It's been 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean.
Anyway, what was you going to say?
And he was like, "You reckon those videos are any good?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I've been telling myself I was going to buy those." Like, that's when Girls Gone Wild were the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just never watched one. It wasn't around. You could Google the internet and find a ton of them back then, or I didn't know if you could. And I was like, "I don't have a credit card." Chuck said, "We can order them on mine." And then it was it was Spring Break Unleashed, and Snoop Dogg presents Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah.
So Chuck said, "You know what? Here, use my credit card." It was only like $10-15.
Yeah.
And I said, "I'll just give you the cash."
Yeah.
So I ordered them. So I had a friend of mine come up to me the next day. She said, "I think I might be on one of those. I heard a rumor I might be on those." I was like, "Oh yeah." I said, "Which one?" She said, "The Spring Break." I said, "We'll find out in 4 to 6 weeks since I just ordered it last night."
That's pretty good.
So yeah, Chuck, man. He said, "I'm starting at the beginning, so I look forward to it. I know it's on Instagram. You seem to have really gotten into blah, blah, blah with Titans and stuff, and I think it's amazing. Seriously, congrats to both of you." And he asked what we're up to now. He said, "We opted not to have kids, instead to have a house full of pets, and we spend a lot of time in Europe."
Talk about somebody that can talk way over your head.
Yeah.
That guy right there.
Yeah. So
he was, I probably shouldn't say, he may not have supposed to tell me what he was doing, so I'm just going to shut up. I was going to say what he was.
Shit, secretive up there.
Well, I don't know. This wasn't even when he was there. He was working he was interning for NASA or working for NASA at one point in time. And yeah, he was.
You know how smart you got to be to do that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no doubt that Chucky's one of the smartest people I've ever met.
I was always second in the class. Me and Keely were 1-2 in that class through 8th grade.
Yeah.
Chucky got there, and I said, "If you ain't first, you're last, and third ain't appealing to me." So I graduated like 7th in that class against people that couldn't even spell their name. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know who finished above me.
Yeah. Old Chuck was quite a brilliant individual.
Very smart. But you get this. He goes, "I'm only on episode 6, but I really like you two. Not a sports fan, but you all keep it entertaining and vary it. Thanks for linking me on Instagram so I could find it." And I said, "Well, if you're only on episode 6, you're really going to love James Hatcher in episode 7. So, yeah. God, and I think,
yeah, he'll catch up one of these days.
Well, I mean, he just started this week, and he's already went through 6 of them, so that's pretty good. But yeah, it was cool to hear. It's always cool to hear people you grew up with and checking you out.
Yeah.
You just never know. We say it a lot, but it really is true. You never know who's
listening.
Unfortunately, especially after the last couple of weeks when I went on that big rant, I probably need to apologize to like 200 people. I don't even know if that many people listened yet.
I don't know either.
Let's call this a day.
Yeah,
man.
Let's call it, man. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll hopefully we'll be back soon with a pretty neat interview. I don't know when that one will happen, but we'll get there pretty soon. I think that one will be an exciting interview for everybody.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I do too. It's going to be a good one. All right. Peace out.